I watched my husband sob himself to sleep last night over his missing dog, but I'm the one who made him disappear. I watched my 32-year-old husband break down on the kitchen floor. He was clutching a faded squeaky toy, and the scariest part is, I don't regret what I did. I'm a 28-year-old woman. I've been begging Mark to rehome Buster. He's his 80-pound shepherd mix. We have a 2-year-old son, Leo. He just started walking. Buster is food aggressive and territorial. Mark always brushed it off. He'd say, he's a rescue, he's just protective. Or, Leo needs to learn boundaries. Last Tuesday changed everything. I was in the kitchen making lunch. Leo tripped and fell near Buster's food bowl. I heard a low growl, then a snap. I turned just in time to see Buster lunge. His teeth didn't break skin, but they clicked inches from my toddler's ear. Leo screamed in terror. When I told Mark, he got defensive. He asked, "Did Leo startle him? You have to watch them closer." He refused to even discuss rehoming him. 2 days later, Mark left for a business trip to Chicago. The second his Uber pulled away, I put Buster in the car. I didn't take him to the local pound. Mark knows the staff there. I drove 3 hours into the next state. I went to a high-volume rural shelter. I surrendered him as a stray found on the highway. That way, they wouldn't trace him back to us immediately. When Mark came home yesterday, I put on the performance of a lifetime. I told him Buster dug under the fence during a thunderstorm. Mark is devastated. He's currently at Kinko's printing 500 lost dog flyers. He just withdrew $2,000 from our joint savings account. It's a cash reward. Every time his phone rings, he jumps. He's hoping it's someone who found him. I feel sick watching him suffer, but then I look at Leo's unscarred face. I know I'd do it again. My only fear is that the shelter will scan the microchip. They might call Mark before Buster gets adopted out. If that happens, my marriage is over, but at least my kid is safe. Did I do the right thing, or did I completely betray my husband? What would you do? My sister uninvited me from her wedding because I wouldn't sell my dead grandmother's ring, all to pay for her open bar. I'm a 25-year-old woman. I was incredibly close to my Nana. When she passed away 2 years ago, the inheritance was split. My sister, Lexi, who is 30, got $20,000 in cash. It was supposed to help with a house down payment. I got Nana's 1920s Art Deco sapphire engagement ring and her collection of handwritten journals. Lexi was furious at the time. She wanted the ring, but she got over it quickly enough to spend her entire $20,000 inheritance on a 3-week spiritual healing trip to Chelum with her fiancé, Mark, who is 32. Fast forward to now. Lexi's wedding is in 3 weeks. She has gone completely bridezilla. She's upgrading everything, from the linens to a live 8-piece band. Yesterday, she showed up at my apartment, in tears. She confessed she's $12,000 over budget. The venue is threatening to cancel if she doesn't make the final payment by Friday. I made her tea and tried to comfort her. I assumed she just wanted to vent. Then she dropped the bomb. She grabbed my hand and said, "You need to sell the ring, it's the only way." I pulled my hand away and told her absolutely not. That ring is the only piece of Nana I have left. Lexi exploded. She screamed, "You're single, you don't even have a boyfriend. Why do you need an engagement ring collecting dust in a safe? When I'm about to start my life, Nana would want her first grandchild to have a perfect day." I told her that if she hadn't blown her $20,000 on a vacation, she could have paid for 2 weddings. She called me a jealous, bitter brat, stormed out, and texted me an hour later, saying I'm uninvited unless I come up with the money. Now my mom is blowing up my phone. She's saying I'm prioritizing a piece of metal over my sister's happiness, and that family helps family. I feel sick, but I can't lose this ring. Am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole for refusing to sell the ring, or is my sister completely out of line? Let me know in the comments. My grandmother left me her entire estate, but my parents are saying I have to give part of it to my brother, or else. My grandmother passed away 3 months ago. The reading of the will was last week, and it was a bloodbath. I'm 27. She left me her entire estate, roughly $180,000 after taxes. My brother, Greg, who's 32, got 0. The will actually included a brutal line. It said, "Greg has already received his inheritance. in the form of bail money, legal fees, and unpaid loans over the last decade. I thought the lawyer was joking. He wasn't. Greg stormed out, kicking a hole in the office drywall on his way. Here is where it gets messy. Greg has always been the golden child. Despite being a disaster, he drives a leased truck he can't afford, and he currently lives in my parents' basement. Yesterday, my parents invited me over for a peacekeeper dinner. It was an ambush. As soon as I sat down, my mom started crying. She told me that Greg is in serious trouble. Apparently, he owes $45,000 to some private lenders. Loan sharks? Bookies? I don't know. They claimed that if I didn't give him $50,000 from the inheritance, he could be physically hurt. I felt sick, but I know Greg, so I made an offer. I said, I won't give him cash. Bring me the loan agreement or the contact info for these people. I will pay the debt directly to them to ensure he's safe. Greg went pale. He slammed his fist on the table and screamed, "You don't trust me. I'm your big brother. Just write the damn check." My dad jumped in, telling me I was being arrogant. He said I was using money to control the family. He even said, that money belongs to the family, not just you. Grandma was senile when she wrote that. She wasn't. I left while they were still yelling. Now my phone is blowing up with texts from aunts and cousins. They're calling me a greedy brat who is leaving her brother to die. I'm 99% sure the debt is actually just him wanting a down payment for a house or a new car, but my mom's voice sounded so scared. I'm sitting on this life-changing money, but I feel like the villain. Am I wrong for refusing to hand over untraced cash? Am I the a-hole for not giving him the money? What would you do? I found a receipt in my husband's car for a $4,200 necklace, but the truth is way worse than cheating. I'm 27. My husband, Mark, is 30. Yesterday, I found a receipt in his glove box. It was for a custom emerald pendant worth $4,200. I immediately threw up. We've been eating instant ramen for 6 months. We canceled subscriptions to save for a house. Mark watches our bank account like a hawk. If I spend $15 on lunch, I get a lecture about our future. I saw a charge for consulting fees on the bank statement. It wiped out nearly half our savings. Then I found the jewelry receipt. I assumed the worst. He's been coming home late, smelling like perfume, hiding his screen, the classic signs. Last night I waited for him. The receipt was on the table. He walked in at 11 p.m. He smelled like expensive wine and Chanel No. 5. Who is she? I asked, shaking. We can't afford to fix the AC, but you can buy your mistress emeralds. Mark turned pale, but then he got angry. It's not for a mistress, you psycho. It's for my mother. I froze. His mother, Linda, hates me. She refused to come to our wedding because my family is blue-collar. She has actively tried to get him to leave me. He pulled out a velvet box. It was stunning, and it cost more than my engagement ring. Mom has been feeling neglected, Mark said, his voice cold. She was crying last week. I took her to dinner tonight to give her this. It's an apology gift. An apology? I screamed. Mark, that is our house money. That is my overtime pay, he scoffed. It's my money too. She's my mother. She deserves to be spoiled. You're just jealous because you know you'll never have her class. The perfume I smelled? It was hers. He had been hugging her that tight. He's sleeping in the guest room now. He claims I ruined a beautiful moment between him and his mother with my greed. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is this financial infidelity, or am I the monster for begrudging a son treating his mom? Did I overreact, or is Mark completely out of line? Let me know what you think.